Welcome back to another episode of Inside Louisiana Basketball. I'm sitting down with assistant coach Justin Crow. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So I want to get straight in and talk about the feel last week you guys had going into your last in-conference game. So how was the feel for the team and the coaching staff?
Well, we were very focused. We knew that the tie-breaking procedures were very important for us. So going into the last week of the season, we wanted good energy and wanted to make sure we were all giving our best effort and playing Little Rock and playing Arkansas State, two very, very tough teams. Obviously, Little Rock was playing to make the conference tournament, and it was a lot riding on the game for them. The crowd was a little bleak, but they had a lot of energy. We started out really well, shot 40% from the three-point line, which is when we do that, we're really hard to beat. In Little Rock, they punched it back like we thought they would. So it was a good game. We obviously won it, and brought that energy to Arkansas State. Another good start, which is something that we've been preaching. And I think that attests to Marcus Stroman a little bit. His focus and his energy level this last week of the season has been really tremendous, and it's been contagious for our team. He's been the leader, and when he's playing at a high level like he has been, we're really hard to beat. So I've been really pleased with him, and we have been as a staff as a whole.
So going back to the game against Little Rock, like you said, you guys started off strong, but they came back at the end. You guys had the first 10 points of the game. So why do you think you guys struggled after such a great start?
We've gone in scoring droughts from time to time this season, whether it's been from missing shots, from missing free throws every now and then, and we go into defensive spells at a time. And, well, basketball is just a game of runs, as you know. So they went on a run, and we recovered, and it went back and forth for a little while. And at the end, I thought we were very active defensively. We changed defenses quite a bit. And I believe it was a season high for deflections for us as a team. I know Marcus ended up with double-figure deflections, and he was really big in that game and forced a lot of havoc defensively.
So Jakeem actually fouled out at the end of that game. Do you think that affected you guys, and do you think you guys would have won by a wider margin if he hadn't been fouled out?
I'm not sure if we would have won by a wider margin, but he's absolutely a key cog for us. He's been good all year long. His energy's been great. We need him defensively to block shots and be active like he's done. When he's not out there, we're a different team, obviously. We think he's a player of the year type of guy. And it's unfortunate, you know, in the last week of the season, he fouled out. But he had a lot of energy against Arkansas State, and we absolutely needed that.
So Cedric Russell also had a great game as well. He scored a career high of 34 points. So talk about his performance in that game.
Well, we talked about those scoring droughts that we went through in that game, and Cedric, he carried us. He really did. But to be honest with you, that's not anything he hadn't done before, whether it been in practice or in previous games. And we're very proud of him. He's very capable of doing that. And when he does that consistently for us, he's going to have a heck of a career.
PJ Hardy scored all of his 15 points from behind the three-point line. Talk about how big of an impact that had in the game.
Well, PJ's another guy that can get hot really quick, and we've seen it, you know, time and time again during his 3 years here at UL. He's a really good offensive player. He's gotten better defensively, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. And you talk about PJ, and the one thing that's really impresses me, you know, as one of his coaches is he's a physical specimen. He can go all day. He can run all day. You know, he can play the whole game if we need him to. And that's something that he brings to the table that we need going down the stretch.
Going to the game against Arkansas State, how important was it for you guys to nab that or to get that number 5 spot going into the tournament?
Well, the seeding was as crazy as I've ever seen it, you know, going into the last week, all the way from 1 all the way down to, you know, obviously 10. I think some wins at the top for some of those top 4 teams was a little bit more clear, but for us, we knew if we took care of our business that we'd finish, you know, with the first round bye. So after the Little Rock game, we had to refocus and have a good day of practice on Friday. And once we got there, like I said, we got off to a really good start, which is something we needed. Their crowd was really into the game. They had a couple more seniors, and obviously Ty Cockfield is a really good guard, one of the best in our league, and he showed why. I think he scored 30 some odd points on 29 shots. We liked the percentage. It was below 50%, but the point production from him was a little bit too high for us. Marcus didn't play a lot in the second half, and we had to, you know, come together as a team and try to defend him, but he made some ridiculous shots, you know, off balance, and he has that innate ability to draw fouls when he shoots threes, so you have to have a clean contest. But we had energy as a team. I thought Jakeem and Justin Miller really brought it in the second half with their offensive rebounding production and their scoring production. That's something we need going forward. And I think the same thing can be said for Jerikas Davis. I think he had 4 offensive rebounds, and if those guys continue to do that, we'll be hard to beat. From a defensive standpoint, I thought our first half was really good. Obviously, the second half, they scored 50 points. We don't want them scoring that many, first half or second half. But when it mattered most, we got the stops in overtime. I think they only scored 3 points in overtime, so I was really proud of that.
You spoke about Ty Cockfield, and he is the #2 scorer in the Sun Belt. So how are you guys able to change up your defense to slow him down?
Well, he's seen it all from double teams to hedges to going underneath. He's seen it all. He's a well-seasoned Sun Belt Conference player. We knew he'd be a handful going into that game, and we wanted to try to hold him below his percentages. Obviously, scoring 30+ is something we never want another guy to do, but he's really tough. He's really tough. He'll get to the paint. He can finish. He makes his free throws, and speaking of that, as a team, I believe they went 23 for 23 from the line, which is something you don't see in college basketball very often. To do that and for us to still persevere and win that game, it spoke a lot about our guys.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, seniors Jakeenan Gant and Marcus Stroman open up on the Ragin Cajuns podcast. And later, we're rejoined by assistant basketball coach Jostin Crow.
To perform, you need speed, skill, strength. With every muscle, every move, you push your body to reach its full potential. But sometimes you just can't push through the pain. That's when you know it's time to address it. So when injury puts you on the sidelines, trust us to get you back in the game. Lourdes Sports Care, the team behind your team.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
At the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, our Ragin Cajun spirit goes beyond athletics.
Marcus, starting with you. Obviously, both of you guys are at the University of Louisiana at this point in time. Why did you decide to transfer out of South Carolina? Your dream school.
It's a lot of factors. My freshman year, I got sick towards the end, and then my sophomore year, I wasn't playing as much, so I was like, it's just better off to go for a fresh start.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Louisiana?
For one, he came. We talked. He said he would transfer, and I said I would transfer. So once again, we were trying to do these packages again, and he said he was coming here, and then our AU coach called Coach Marlin, and then it's history after that.
Why'd you step away from Mizzou?
Wanted a better situation for myself, just to play basketball and not just be penalized after everything I do on the court, and just just a new start, like he said, new start, and just so I could play more. And time was cutting down, so I had to get a little bit of time back so I could play. So I think it was the best decision to move on.
Now, Marcus said he, kind of followed your lead there. Why'd you choose the University of Louisiana?
Because, well, the day I chose, I was actually with Jay Wright. I was at his brother's house. We was all talking, and it was almost August, really. School was almost going to start. So I was panicking because I didn't really talk to no schools or anything like that, or went on no visit to go to any other school. Nobody really was trying to help me, to be honest.
Oh, so you were already in the transfer portal with nowhere to go.
Yeah, with nowhere to go. So I was talking to Jay, and he was right there. He was like, you could come to my school, and I could show you this, and you could just, we not going to play together, but I could show you the ropes and what's going on. You would like it out here, and basically, different and all that other stuff. So I followed his role. We called Marlin, called him that day, and got it on track. And I tried to come for a visit, but it flooded that day. But really,
2016.
In August.
Wow.
It had flooded the day I was supposed to visit the school, but when I was going to go, but Murph had messed up my tickets anyway, so my name was messed up. So I couldn't even get on the flight anyway. But it was flooded anyway, so that's part of God anyway. So.
Wow. So you guys converse. Jakinan's making this move. What was that conversation like between you two?
Basically think about how we did on the AAU circuit. That's all it was.
I was like, we could win.
How special that was.
Were you guys still in contact frequently while you South Carolina and Mizzou?
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
So
like spurts, but it wasn't like no texting like every day or nothing like that.
So y'all just so happened to both want to find new places at the exact same time.
That's how it happened.
For real.
That's insane.
It happened fast.
Yeah.
So you get the news that he's looking to get out and Louisiana's a spot, and you're like, oh, okay.
No, something like that.
It was like my AAU. I was telling him I was gonna go to the school with Jay, and he was like, Marcus transferring too. I was like, for real, I didn't even know that. And he gave me Marcus' number, and I texted
Where you going,
him.
Bro? I don't know neither yet, bro. That's how it happened, though. But
I was like, bro, we could really win.
Awesome. What was you guys both get on campus roughly the same time, or?
Nah, he got here before me. Like, when he knew he was coming, I didn't know till that Friday, and school started that Monday. So I got here that Sunday, and I think he already been here. Okay. So when I seen him, I was like, oh, what up? What up?
Y'all both have been in the weight room a little bit, looking a little different, facial hairs in. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's good. Experience when you first touched down on campus. What's the vibe like? Or are you kind of, because this isn't Mizzou, this isn't South Carolina?
Me personally, I was ready to go home. I was like, man, nah, this ain't for me. It's hot.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
It's hot. Like
we ain't even walk out of Legacy yet. It was sweating. Got to change shirt to go to class.
I'm like, yeah, man, I'm ready to go home. I ain't playing this year. I'm ready to go home.
Ready to hang it up immediately, huh?
I'm ready to go home.
A lot of stuff was different.
Like what else? What else is different?
Like food. Food's different. For me personally, not seeing my peoples. So I'm like, man, I don't know nobody here. Time for me to go, basically.
How serious did you take that mental threat of time to go home? How close were you?
I wasn't that close, but it felt like it. Like every weekend, like I just sit in my room, be like, man. Cause when I came, like I ain't have my game, my TV, or nothing. So I'm in the room.
You just straight came.
Yeah,
there was no.
Yeah, I'm in the room by myself. Like, man, I don't know the players yet. So I'm like, man, this is it, bro. Like, I'm out. But it was good though.
You got those same thoughts, Jakinan, or you were just happy to have a fresh start because you had already left home.
Yeah, I had left, but I still had stuff in Missouri too. So I was.
He had Jay though, like.
Yeah, I had Jay.
High school, so he's like, all right.
Yeah.
So I was already good. Yeah. He already showed me with everything. He helped me settle in. So it was cool.
Me just assume, and tell me if I'm wrong. I would think that also another tough part about that move would be that you have to wait a whole year to play again. How tough was that?
Tough. Like Coach Marlin said, some days we came in not focused because we know we ain't playing. So it's like, all right, I'll take the day off. I ain't playing. But we had to learn to like get that out our head because like that year we had off was a really important year for us to get better, like on the court and off the court.
How'd you take it, Jakeena?
So I mean, we got better because we competed with that first group, even though they cheated in practice, but we competed with that first group every day, talking to them, trying to get them better, and just that's our game basically in practice. Just was playing against them, and we had like pickup games. We'd play on the weekend when they go out of town and stuff. We had like pickup games and stuff. So that's what we'll be doing, playing pickup.
Marcus, how exciting was it though, even though you're not playing, when you're watching Sun Belt competition? Was there something in you that was like, oh, when I get in?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I picked off from what Jay Wright was doing, and I seen how he was controlling the game and scoring and defending. I was like, yo, I see something what he could do, and that's something that I could do. So that's the main thing.
You see the bigs in there. There is no Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
There's no Willie Cauley.
Some space.
Got you a little excited watching?
Yeah, a little bit. Watching some games, home games, got motivated a lot, really. And just seeing some openings with me and him, throw alleys and stuff, and just stuff we used to do, just getting back to it and just loving the game and just having fun.
Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, assistant basketball coach Jostin Crow is back to talk more Ragin Cajuns basketball.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, I think I will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
Being a Ragin Cajun means wearing red on Fridays, supporting our sports teams by going to the basketball games, the football games. Being a Ragin Cajun means saying hi to your friends when you see them around campus, or saying hi to people that you've never seen before on campus, because that's who we are.
The atmosphere here is electric. I mean, we have the best fans here, and the energy around campus is just the same. You know, those are the same people that come to your games and support you. The student section is packed almost every game, and to have that much support, it just feels good that, you know, people actually care. You're not just going out there and playing basketball and just you and your teammates. You actually have people that are behind you and want to see you do well.
And we have many activities and events for students that are freshmen that help get them to build their Ragin Cajun spirit. Then they start going to the activities that all the other students are participating in, like homecoming and Lanyap Day, and different things within their major. And all of these things really get students start feeling what it's like to be a Ragin Cajun. Not just with athletics, but also with just the feel of what it's like in being the Ragin Cajun family.
So whether you're interested in athletics or academics or art or orchestra, as long as you're doing what you love in this university, you're making this university proud, and you have Ragin Cajun spirit.
Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic, a juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for a Car Hop Classic, ending soon.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Basketball. We're continuing our conversation with assistant basketball coach Jostin Crow. We left the conversation talking about your last two regular season games, and now going into the Sun Belt tournament, you guys will be losing some key players with some seniors. So talk about Jakeena Gant. What do you think is in the future for him, and do you really think he has the possibility of playing the NBA? Oh man,
Jakeena's been tremendous this year. You know, we asked a lot of him coming off of his junior year last year, in which we had a different dynamic as far as a roster. He was asked to do a lot more this year, and he showed he's a very versatile player. As for NBA prospects, I think that's absolutely a possibility for him. I know we've received calls as a staff from the NBA, and different questions have been asked about him, and he's handled it really, really well, you know, the pressure, so to speak. I think his versatility, he can shoot the ball, he can handle it some, and he's a really, really freak athlete. I think what separates him from most guys in the Sun Belt is his ability to play both sides of the ball. Obviously, scoring is something we need him to do, and he's averaged over 20 points and I think right at 9 rebounds a game. And that's increased, substantially in conference play. He's been great off the court. He should graduate in May. He's on schedule to graduate in May, and we're really proud of everything he's done. To say what round or to say where would be, a shot in the dark. It's not an exact science, obviously, but I'd be almost shocked if he didn't stick on an NBA team in the next couple of years.
You guys will also be losing Marcus Stroman as well. So what do you see next for him as far as career goals?
Marcus is a very unique player, a very smart player, has great size and strength. He's not the freak athlete that Ja'Keenan is, but I think his ability to get to the paint, find guys, and score around the basket is something that should take him to the next level as well. To what level, I'm not sure, but I know he'll end up playing and getting paid to play, which is something he really wants to do. And another young man that we're very proud of as far as his graduation in May coming up.
How are you guys preparing the rest of the team to be losing some of these star players?
Well, they face these guys in practice every day, and they push each other. They learn from them. They communicate very well. I think we have a really good team bond that's grown stronger. And those young guys have seen the way that Ja'Keenan and Marcus and even Malik before, he got injured. He's still here at practice. He's still around. His DNA is still very much a part of our team. They look at them and they take something from them, but at the same time, in the back of their minds, they know that they're going to have to step up, produce more from a leadership standpoint, from a statistical standpoint, and I think that they're really up for the challenge. So that turnover is something, as coaches we see every year, and we think about it as well. I mean, who's going to fit here, who's going to fit there, and I think it's exciting for those young guys to get an opportunity to do more.
In your opinion, who do you think is going to step up into that leadership role for next year?
Well, there are a lot of candidates. I don't want to single anyone out. I will say we have a redshirt, Jalen Johnson, that's been a leader since he's got here from the University of St. Louis. And he's been a joy to coach. He's been running a scout team along with some of our other guys. We expect him to be a leader. All of those young guys, from Trajan and RJ and Christian, all of them have shown flashes to do more. They just have to do it at a more consistent level. But I'm really excited about those guys, as well as Kobe Julian. His injury, his ACL, he's recovered very well. And I think he should be ready to go by the time next season tips off. Obviously, our 3 signees will be here as well, and we'll get them up to speed as soon as they get here.
When the Sun Belt tournament starts on Thursday, what do you truly think the chances are of you guys taking it all the way?
Oh man, we're all very confident in our team. We are. I think we're built that way. Coach Marlin has built a program where we expect to win. We expect to win. So going on Thursday, it'll be business as usual. It'll be a business trip. We'll go out there with focus, and we'll see who we play. Obviously, we don't know who we'll play yet, but we'll prepare for both.
What do you think are the biggest competitors going into the tournament? What do you think about the other schools?
Man, it's a really balanced league this year. We talked about it earlier about the parity from the top seed all the way down to the bottom. We've played Georgia State. We've beaten them. We've lost to them. We've played UTA. We've beaten them. Georgia Southern. We split. So it's a lot of parity in the league. We got a lot of respect for those guys, and I know they have a lot of respect for us. So this is a tournament where I really think it's going to come down to who's making shots and who's defending the best. It being in New Orleans, that's something that benefits us. So hopefully we'll have a good share of Ragin Cajun Nation go down there and support us, and we definitely expect to win. That's our goal, and anything less would be disappointing for us as a staff.
So you guys won't know who you're going to play on Thursday until the game Tuesday night. So how are you guys preparing, not knowing who your opponent's going to be? Well,
that's a normal practice. We're used to that as a staff. We each have different schools that we scout from an assistant coaching standpoint. So we'll be prepared for both. We have a little bit of continuity with those schools. We played them both. South Alabama a little bit a ways ago, and obviously we just finished playing Arkansas State. So hopefully they'll come in a little tired, and we'll be a little fresher, and hopefully we can benefit from that. But I think we'll be prepared. Both schools have a really good chances of winning, just as much as we do. Really good players. Obviously, we talked about Ty Cockfield, and South Alabama has a couple guys that are all-conference type players, and Trey Mitchell and Josh Ajayi. They'll be tough to cover. Obviously, we played them at home which was to our advantage. So it'll be interesting to see, and we'll be prepared on Thursday.
How far will this Louisiana team go, do you think?
I think we can go as far as we want to. As far as we want to. Obviously, there are a lot of subjective things that can happen in the tournament, as far as health, as far as tendencies. But I have a lot of confidence in our guys, and I know they have confidence in themselves. So we'll go out and prepare this week and go try to win it.
Thanks and good luck on Thursday. Next on Inside Louisiana Basketball, we give you the latest on the Ragin Cajuns women's basketball team as they fight for the Sun Belt Championship.
Crunchy Fritos, warm, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents.
It's like a warm chili cheese Fritos family reunion.
Yeah, I feel warm just thinking about it.
That's the chili. I feel it too.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos chili cheese faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Welcome back, Ragin Cajun fans. Marcel Johnson here. And the year was 2008, where our president, Dr. Joseph Savoy, became the 6th president in UL history. So today we walked around campus asking students what else they thought about the year 2008. What do you think the #1 song was in 2008?
God, that was barely anything in 2000.
That is a good question.
Okay.
Single Ladies by Beyonce?
A Rihanna song. I don't know. I have no idea.
Am I allowed to ask if you can narrow it down a little bit?
Let me give you a hint. The artist is from Florida. Florida is in his name.
Flo Rida.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the
What's the song?
Yeah, what's the song?
Oh, Low.
She's the floor. I know it.
Yeah. Okay. It's
Low.
yes. Flo Rida, Low. Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
Nice. All right.
Boots with the fur. Okay. What do you think the #1 movie was in 2008?
In Disney, because it's probably a Disney movie. Knowing Disney.
The Incredibles?
It's about a superhero.
Ooh.
Batman.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. I feel like you knew that.
No.
I heard you say it earlier. It was Batman.
DC character.
Oh, Batman versus Superman? Something like that? Maybe just Batman? Dark Knight?
Yes.
Rising?
Yes. Yes.
Did Batman come out in that time? Was that? Yeah, it was the first Batman, or first Batman with Christian. Right?
Do you think the #1 TV show was in 2008?
I'm calling Grey's Anatomy. It's been going on forever.
Give me a hint.
Okay. It's a lot of singing. Competitive singing.
American Idol.
Yes.
Don't think it was Glee.
No, it wasn't Glee. It wasn't Glee.
American Idol.
Thank you for tuning in, Ragin Cajun fans. We'll see you next time.
The Steakhouse Bacon Cheeseburger from Sonic. Crispy bacon, melty cheese, black pepper mayo, and grilled onions. No reservations required. The Steakhouse Burger and Tots for only $4.99. Get them now.